Welcome everyone. As part of our DevOps learning series, today we are going to see about day 7 session, which is nothing but different types of shells. Because like before we actually go into the deep dive into shell scripting, I want to cover like basic part of the scripting and everything. So as part of that, we are going to teach you about like different types of shells which is available in our Linux environment. Okay, coming back, right? So these shells probably like it's not something new to you guys because like we have covered this as part of our initial sessions. If people have not watched it, yeah, you can always go and watch it. So, for example, let me log into our usual DevOps account. SU-DevOps. Okay, so we are in DevOps. Yeah, you see that banner screen which we did in the last class. That's wonderful. Okay, now, so Kumar, like first of all, how do I know in which shell I am in? Okay, there are two ways I have explained you in the past session. As I recall, I am just showing you it again. So you can use echo command, which is nothing but a display command. In that you have a special variable called shell. If you just press enter, it will give you the your default shell. Means that as a DevOps account, what is your default shell? Okay, if you guys guessed it rightly, the second way is about cat/etc/passwd. In this file we can look for DevOps account. So let me grep is nothing but searching a particular content in a file. We will be looking into very detail about grep, awk and acd in our upcoming sessions when we move forward with from basics to that level, right? So yeah, so for this example I am going to show you DevOps. So if you look at, it has like two DevOps account. One is DevOps test and one is DevOps. So whatever the account which we are currently using is DevOps. So if you see, as I mentioned, this is a username, user ID, group ID, your home directory, and this is nothing but the default shell assigned to you. Okay. In this case, it is bash. So that is what you are getting as an output when you even echo shell. Okay. Great. So let me clear this screen. Okay, let it be. So then next question, Kumar, I know like my default shell is bash and I am able to see it out and everything. So if I am a C developer, so I know basic syntax of C and other things like that, but how do I change my shell, or how do I identify what are the shells available in the system first of all? So these are the next kind of a questions which gets pop up in your mind, right? So how do you see what are the shells available in the system? Okay, there is a special file called, as I mentioned, right? Linux runs everything based on the scripts. So whatever the command you execute or whatever the output it gives, everything might have saved somewhere in the system. So all the shell informations are getting saved into a special file called cat etc/shells. So this file will contain what are the shells can be used as part of this server. So if you look at, this many shells have been configured by default. SH is nothing but bourne shell. Okay. Generally we use SH or bash. Bash is nothing but bourne again shell. Okay, this is another different type of shell. And see the below is like kind of a repetition which is configured under a different directory. Okay, ignore that. The third one is conch shell. Okay, basically here we see four different type of shells got configured. One is bourne shell, bourne again shell. Maybe let me open my notepad so that it will be very clear. Okay, what is that? One is sh, bash, ksh, or ksh. So we see there are four different types of shell in my system. Okay, next question you guys can ask, Kumar, is that like only the limited amount of shell can be used? No, it varies from versions and flavors of the Linux you use. Okay, I heard about Dash which we use in Ubuntu. Okay, AMIs has also like different types of Amazon based Linux also has different type of shells. Okay, so as part of the overall objective, right, just know where to see the shell and what type of shell it is. Okay, most of the people use bash and ksh shell, which I have seen in my career. Okay, so sh is again, and let me repeat what is that. Sh is bourne shell, bourne again shell, conch shell, restricted corn shell. RKSH is nothing but restricted corn shell. There are other shells like CSH, which is nothing but C shell. Okay, and Debian shell. I think D bash. I think Debian born again shell. I guess DBSH or DSH it will be. So it comes under Ubuntu versions of Linux. Okay, so there are multiple versions of shell which we can use. Okay, let me minimize my notepad. Okay, so now Kumar, you mentioned like my default shell is okay bash. If I want to do something with KSH, how do I go about it? Just type KSH echo dollar shell. Okay, still your default shell is bash, but you are navigated to KSH shell. Okay, your prompt got changed. It means that you are in KSH shell. Okay, you can ask me, Kumar, I changed my shell. Why still it's showing as bash? Because bash is your default shell, which is assigned in your etc password file, so which you are not changing it, so that's why you are getting, as I mentioned earlier, this shell command will get the output from your user login information from etc password. Okay, if you want to permanently change it to KSH, you need to go and change it in the password file. Okay, got it? Let me change back to bash. Okay, now so this is how you switch between your shells. But why the shell command displays as bin slash bash? Because it retrieves the details from your etc password. Okay, now let's go back into our shell script part of it. Okay, where do I use this shell information in my shell script? Okay, let me see if any scripts are there. Okay, I think we can remove all this. Okay, let me go into script directory. Okay, so let me write one script, vi example1.txt. Okay, sorry, sorry guys, sorry. vi ex1 dot, let me type it as s or sh or bash. So and one more thing, in Linux the extensions really doesn't matter. Okay, it's all about the content which matters, because it's a file based system and everything will be read as an how you execute it, basically how you execute. Even I can give you example one. Let me use example one. Okay, now we are getting into a kind of a shell script part now, right? So what is a shell script? Okay, shell script is nothing but a sequence of command. Basically, whatever the command which we learned till now, mkdir, remove dir, rm command, ls, cd, grep, okay, echo, it's all the command sequence of it constitute a shell script. Okay, let me see that, right? Okay, I'm going to type ls. Oh, sorry. Okay, it's into insert mode. Okay, ls. I'm going to give cd tick symbol. I'm going to execute pwd. Okay, so this is my shell script. Let me execute the shell script. How do I execute the shell script? Colon ex1. It says permission denied, means that you don't have execute permission. So chmod 700 ex1. Okay, so ex1. It gives the files are there. Ex1 and sample are the two files present in this one. It moved to the root directory, and the present working directory it says like home DevOps. But actually our present working directory is script. Okay, but as we are given cd tilde symbol in the script, it navigated to home directory and it's printing your current home directory of that particular session. Okay, let me show you the script again so that you better understand. See, in this script you are displaying the ls, you are displaying the content of the current directory where you are executing. Okay, which is nothing but home DevOps script. So in that directory we have only two files, which is nothing but sample and ex1, which is created newly. Okay, then you are moving into cd tilde. Okay, what does it mean? It takes you to the home directory, means that you will be moving now to your home slash devops. So and you are displaying the pwd, that's why it's displaying home slash devops as the output. Okay, okay, one more important thing, right? Shell script are interpreted. Okay, means that all the shell script will execute line by line. Okay, basically if you go to Java or anything, it gets compiled and give you the complete error, right? It's like kind of go by line execution. So and also it's interpret line by line. That's the reason it's called interpreter language. Okay, that's fine. It's like very basic thing. Now, now you can ask me, Kumar. So, which shell my shell script use? Okay, whenever you execute any script in Linux, by default it uses your default user shell, which is nothing but your bash shell. Okay, this script uses your bash shell. Okay, now let me write one more script, the same structure, where I will say insert hash slash bin slash bash. Okay, the same command. So here what I did, I am saying this script is explicitly going to use bash. Even you can use ksh or whatever you guys want to use. Okay, now again I will go and change chmod 700 ex2. Let me execute ex2. Oh, sorry, my bad, typo. It should have space. So if you look at here, right, as this command got errored out, it did not run successfully. So the output given you is home slash devops script, which is nothing but your current directory. So now I have fixed the script. Now if you look at the output, it will be different. You see it, right? Hope you guys understand. Okay. So Kumar, okay, the difference between the two script, whatever you written, is something you written at the first line. What is that something? You written something like hash exclamation slash bin slash bash. Okay, what does it mean? Okay, okay, whatever which is starting with hash continuing with exclamation mark is a special note we are saying to the Linux system, saying that this is the bash script. You follow the notations of bash. We are explicitly setting up what script it is. Okay, so but technically when you look at while executing, no changes. Technically everything is like normal. But as a best practice, we always say to the system what kind of shell script it is, what type of syntax you have followed in it. Okay, because like Conch shell has its different, slight different syntax, Bash has its own different syntax. Where the syntax matches, I will explain you when we go into the detail of the shell scripting. Okay, it's like minor part, not major one. Okay, so again, as I mentioned, right, Linux treat everything is a file. Okay, but in our case, I want to Linux to treat this as a script, a type of bash script. So that's the reason we add a shebang symbol. So how do you differentiate that? There is a command. Let me give you the file command. Okay, which gives the type of a file. For example, let's take ex1. So let me check what is the file it is. Okay, if you look at it treats ex1 as a ASCII text. Okay, it treats ex1 as similar to your notepad. Okay, whatever you type in your notepad, right, it's a text file, ASCII text file, pure English based text file. Okay, it's not even treating it as a script. Now if you look at ex2, it treats it as a born again shell script and ASCII text executable. Okay, this is the difference. So when you define a born again shell, sorry, shebang symbol, it treat it as a that particular shell script. If you are not giving that shebang, it treat it as a plain text file. Okay, the difference is that okay, when you use an extension, you go to a notepad, you just type something and save it as .txt, it's a plain text file. If you go to a notepad and type something and save it as a .java, it's a Java based file. Similar to that, as Linux does not actually go with the extensions primarily, the differentiation happens when you use the shebang symbol. Hope I made very clear about like the importance of shebang. Okay, many people now ask like okay, Kumar, like I have seen like okay, whatever has been starting with hash symbol is a comment. Yes, in Linux, whatever the things which happens to start with hash symbol is a comment, but whatever it's happened to start with hash and exclamation mark in the beginning of the file is called shebang. Okay, there is a difference. Hash and exclamation is shebang, just an hash is a comment. Okay, let us use that also here, right? I will go ex2. So this is started with shebang. So now I'm going to use like, okay, this is my first script which has 3 commands in it. Let me save this file. Okay, now let me execute ex2. It doesn't have any differences. It still works as the same. Whatever I typed with starting with hash has been treated as just a comment, as an informative message, so that other developers who want to open can understand it. Okay, you guys clear? Okay, great. Let me coming back to one more another important thing. Okay, when, if you guys remember, when we were looking at cat slash etc slash pass wd, we have seen something like no login. Okay, I said that no login is an again a shell which ensures that it does not allow you to log in. Okay, even though the user is created, you are not allowed to log in into the system. Okay, what does it mean? See, first of all, no login is a default specific shell which ensures that you are not allowed to log in into the system even though the user is present. It's a kind of a user account login, lock-in. Okay, why do we need to lock an user account? There are many reasons, right? For some reasons, like I want to voluntarily lock the user so that nobody log in and use that account settings. Most of the time, where this no login will be used is specifically for the system based account. So whenever you install something, so you are installing a software, there will be specific files which will be configured by specific user. In our case, like if you go into Oracle, most of the files will have like some Aura, some user and all. So those account, Oracle will say this will be used only during the installation phase for installing. After that, this account should not be used by anybody. So they will lock the account after doing every setup. Okay, that's the way. So let us show you like what is the difference between that, right? Okay, clear. So we know that we have an Oracle account. So let's see cat etc passwd. Oh, sorry, cat slash etc slash passwd grep for Oracle. So we know this account. Now this account is having a login shell as bash. So let us try to change this account to no login and see what happens, right? So before that, I will show you su-oracle. I know the password of Oracle, so I am logging in. So it allows me to log in. Okay, so let me exit out of this Oracle. Let me come back to DevOps. Clear. I don't want to clear. Okay, now I am going to change this file. Okay, I'm going to change this file as no login so that Oracle does not log in. To do the system specific file, I need to go as a root. So password is again Oracle. Okay, great. Now I am in root. So what I am going to do, because see, I mentioned you right initially, all the user specific settings can be changed using a command called user mod. Okay, which I have explained you in our last session. I think day 2, I guess. Okay, user mod. Okay, which user I am going to modify? I am going to modify Oracle user. What setting I am going to change? -s. -s is nothing but shell. Okay, I am going to update the shell of the user Oracle. Okay, which shell I am going to change? Bin slash no login. Okay, I think bin will be okay, no login. Okay, no, it will be bin or s bin. I think s bin. Specific things are bin s bin. Okay, s bin no login. So now I changed the shell of the user. Okay, cat etc slash passwd grep for Oracle. You will see that Oracle, right? Okay, everywhere has been okay. So now Oracle has been modified as no login. Let us try to log into Oracle now. su-oracle. So earlier it was prompted me to enter the password. Now you will see the account is currently not available. So even though the account is there into the system, it says that the account is not available, means that no one will be allowed to log in into the account. Okay, in case if you want to lock any account which after doing certain operation, you can use this. Okay, now let us revert back the changes, right? User mod, I want to thought of showing you that is a specific shell which used. So let us verify that. Okay, now let me log in as Oracle. It asked me the, okay, as I am root, it did not even ask me the password, it directly go. So you understood, right? If the account is locked, it cannot be logged in by the even root user without changing the bash, basically shell. Okay, let me exit out of it. Let me exit out of root. We are in the DevOps account. So now we have did certain sequence of operations, right? We went, we did, and everything. So why do we really need a shell script, Kumar? So shell script plays a vital role as a DevOps engineer for you to automate your manual task. Okay, we use shell script as well as Python scripts interchangeably based on your expertise, and also as the AWS part of Lambda is getting like more familiar, right? So people, and it's also like more visible, so people want to use lambda function extensively to do certain operations. So Python is also extensively used. So with respect to our session, we are going to see the shell script to do whatever the activity which we did till now. Okay, view, I am going to write a shell script, okay, where, okay, to perform all the actions which we seen till now. Great. Example 3. Okay, let us add the shebang symbol, hash slash bin slash bash. Okay, so the intention of adding is just to ensure the system realize this is a born again shell script or an executable. That's the reason, nothing much. Okay, so what we did so far, we checked the cat etc password file, okay, for the particular user. If he is having login privilege, which is like bash, if he is having login privilege, we changed it to no login. Okay, so now let's assume that, okay, I have user, okay, Oracle. So what I am saying, the username, okay, maybe I will name this script, okay. Let's, as a best practice, I will comment this script with the some description based on the given user. This script will lock the account for further usage. So if the user has been given as Oracle, we are going to make this Oracle account as no login. Okay, that's what we are going to do. Okay, so user has been given. Now the next step, what we are going to do, I am going to print echo validating user availability in system. So you have given some user, right? The user can be there in the system or not there in the system. I'm going to check that. So just a simple message I'm going to print. So how do we check the user availability? Cat slash etc slash passwd grep oracle. So if I do that, it will display. See, what are we doing? You see, this is a major difference, right? While you doing it in the manually, when you do it in the script based. So when you do something as manually, there are multiple other operations happens which even you don't think. For example, when you did the cat etc slash password and the grep oracle, it has given some output to you on the screen where you eyes have seen it and understood that, okay, there is a user present in oracle. How do my script does that? It does not know how to do those things, right? So for now, I am going to assume that, okay, my script somehow it manages, but we are going to write extensive script using if and everything. going forward, but for now I am assuming this will be done for some reason. Okay, I don't want to confuse you guys with the other options and all. So now I am checking cat etc/password because we know now Oracle user exists. Okay, let it be. Okay, now echo locking the user. How do we lock the user? We modify user mod username. Okay, dollar user. So you have the user in your hand, right? So you don't want to repeat that Oracle because you're going to write an automation where once the user can be anything. Okay, right now I am hard coding because I did not explain you how to pass a username as a parameter to the script. So I'm just hard coding here. Going forward, we will even parameterize that so that user just gives some any user randomly it does it. Okay, so user mod Oracle hyphen s. I need to change sbin slash no login. Okay, so after this, again, I need to try to log in as Oracle, right? So what I do? Echo validating if user is able to log in to the system. Su hyphen Oracle. So usually what happens is after each and every command there will be an output which our eye and brain together evaluate it. What is the output displayed? For example, if it does not give the user output, it means that okay, oh, there is no user. We assume that internally, my brain does that. But as part of your writing your script, you need to manually do those steps here. Okay, those steps I did not added here intentionally because I will cover those details in our upcoming next session. Okay, so we'll look at this how this works. So let me execute ex3. Okay, before that chmod 700 ex3 because I don't want anybody to see my automation or else they can easily copy it, right? So ex3. Yeah, if you see it, I am saying validating user availability in the system. Yes, user is available, and I am checking what type of permission user has. User like using bash shell. So I am saying locking the user. Oh man, see I did a mistake. User mod permission denied because this is a elevated privileged account command which needs to be executed only through root permission. Okay. So now what are we going to do? How do I make elevated user to log in into the system through my script and change this command to work? And also we are going to see about how do I check all these outputs are like valid. For example, if the Oracle account is already logged, do I need to really do it other steps? No. How do you do all those things? Yes, I am going to cover in our upcoming session. Until then, please stay tuned. Thank you. Bye bye.